Hello, everyone, again. This is Auspicious Woman, an idea that was born in 2020, specifically 2021, and we've been trying to develop consciously our idea, our business idea. And I have to say, first of all, that the Mashup Lab community helped me a lot. Especially because I'm a Brazilian entrepreneur. I moved to Canada in 2020, and it's been great to be here and to be part of this community and to have the opportunity to share my projects, my ideas, my solutions to you, and I hope it's useful. That's my main goal today. I hope the information that I'm sharing here today is useful. And I'm going to share to you a little bit about Auspicious Woman. So basically, our idea is to create a virtual business hub that believes in holistic approaches. We are researchers. Most of people in our virtual hub are women, and they are teaching universities, or they have their own businesses as well. And we believe that we have to look, obviously, to science, and we have to look at specific methodologies for creating businesses and ideas, but we also believe in other things, and we want to bring all these ideas together, and create soulful entrepreneurial journeys. So you will understand a little bit more today about these methodologies that we are aiming to create. But basically, we are in different parts of the world, and we want to create solutions that are connected to digital transformation for women and everyone that believes in the feminine energies. And about this workshop, so this is a workshop. I gave this workshop already. I presented this workshop already to a few initiatives. We presented first in our hub. In Brazil, currently, our hub has around 50 entrepreneurs. And we also presented in Halifax, offline, in the Collaborative Studio North, which is a hub for how to say, people that create arts and crafts. There aren't many entrepreneurs in that hub, but they have a very solid community already since 2015. They created that hub, and they have 5 entrepreneurs that are doing great. So we brought this workshop to their hub as well. And our objective here is to present other ways of organizing your life so that you can find an ideal path for your reality and goals. And also, I would like to invite everyone that wants to share. You can just interrupt me. I'm not really checking the comments, but you can just say, I want to say something, and interrupt me. And be mindful, because I talk a lot. So please interrupt me if you want to just share something. And I hope that this presentation is fluid and we exchange ideas as well. So a little bit about me. My major is international relations. I'm currently also teaching in Brazil online in a technology university. And my international journey started in 2015 when I moved to China. So I spent 5 years of my life in China. Previously as well, during university, I had the opportunity to study in Europe. And it was great. I love that part of the world. I love this part of the world. But I wanted to experience something different, and that's when the China idea came out. I wanted to experience something totally different than what we are used to, and then I went there to do my master's degree originally, and then I started working. I started working with technology after my master's degree in an international consulting company. And after that amazing experience during the pandemic, actually, I decided to immigrate to Canada and start a new international journey here. And I can say now, I was just telling the other folks that I recently got my work permit. So I believe that my journey in Canada is only starting right now. So I'm very grateful to be part of this community, because it helped me to also find a little bit of clarity and shape a little bit my ideas and what I can create, and try to help other people here in the community I'm part of in Halifax region, right? So yeah, my thoughts about Auspicious Woman also started when I started studying a little bit about peer review, which is a theory from a professor from MIT. And this professor actually brings a new approach in technology, especially us as leaders. So how can we work in this 4.0 system? Because we are in a 4.0 system, which means that we are we are part of an interconnected system, but we are still acting as a 2.0 system. So to reach to the 4.0 system, we need to think at technology. We need to look at technology as something more ecosystem centric. And so that's what I'm trying to bring with Auspicious Woman, a more holistic approach in how we look at technology, solutions, how we plan our lives, right? How we set goals and objectives, not only thinking on a piece of paper, not only thinking on our note. I think these tools are great, but we also have to think about new tools into organizing our lives, especially in this digital transformed era that we live in. And now I want to learn a little bit more about you before we start. So very quickly, please share your name, your background, where you're from, and what's your intention for today's workshop. One of the things I would like to start building in your mindset is everything you do when you set goals and objectives has to be connected with an intention, with a purpose behind it, because most of the times from our experience in the last 2 years, especially having in mind that we are in this interconnected system, we are always receiving a lot of information. It's the information era. Even if we don't want, people are sending us information and we are receiving it. And by understanding that, I'm just inviting you to share your intention as well. And like I said, my intention here today is to make you be more connected to you and understand your goals and objectives through this holistic approach that I'm going to show you. So let's just quickly share name, background, and where you're from. Who wants to start?
I'll go first to take the tension out of the room, and then everyone else can chime in. So Darren McDonald, so it's so funny. I didn't even know that was the book you're referencing, but I have it right here. And I put it in the chat. It's a great read. Highly encourage it. So my background, I started my first business at 23, miserably failed because it was right after my undergraduate. And so I had to go get a job, get experience, and then do it again. So that was fun. So did a master's, did an MBA, and I'm from Glace Bay, Nova Scotia, and I actually live back in Glace Bay, Nova Scotia. Took me 35 years to get back to my hometown, but I'm here. My intention is to really explore what you have to offer. I agree with you. We get too much information, and how do we sift through it, prioritize it, and take out the bits that we need? And what does your stuck look like? Oh my goodness, I don't know. Too much coming in. I try to have an inbox 0 every Friday, and when it's not, I feel stuck. So I guess that's what it visually looks like. And then it takes a few coffee to get through that and get going. So hopefully that's what you're looking for, Juana.
I love that you know Theory U and you understand what does your stuck look like. Okay, we can go to the next participants. Maybe Cindy.
Hi there, I'm Cindy Johnson. I was a teacher for 20 years before my little side hustle went viral, and I've been trying to make this business thing work ever since. I've had some successes and a lot of learning. I'm from Manitoba, and my intention for today's workshop is to learn more about these organizational strategies and do a little bit of networking with fellow Canadian entrepreneurs, because I think that's important. And my stuck looks like shutting everything off. I'm at the point right now, it's overwhelmed time in retail space. So I'm just shutting everything off, the phone, the computer, the everything, and I will make something. I will make something beautiful. I will make a piece of artwork. I will make a Christmas present for someone. I will make something. And that's how I get unstuck. That's me.
Thank you, Cindy.
Cool, I'll go next if that's all right.
Yeah.
Hi folks, Tanner Logan. Background is not in school. I spent 20 years in the military, deployed all over the world, and then I am now pretty much retired and started doing arts and crafts, very unique woodworking pieces, costumes, some of which are behind me. And I'm situated in a very interesting spot where I have a lot of connections in the military. So I've been establishing that for departure gifts and things like that. And my issue is it's been growing exponentially, and I've got the skills to pay the bills, but not the business acumen and background like a lot of you folks do. So I am trying to learn, seek experience and learn from it. So I appreciate the opportunity to come here and listen to you guys talk. That's all I got to say. Cheers.
Thank you. Juanita, do you want to share? I know you're a little bit sick, so if you want to say something, feel free. Okay, so I think I will just keep going. So yeah, why did I put how does your stuck look like? Because sometimes when we are setting goals and objectives, we don't really think about how we feel and how really our boundaries and our feelings look like, or how do we really feel. And that's when I talked about Theory U, they give in their methodology, they show us many dynamics that can help us get out of that space of like being stuck, because every year we set goals and objectives, every semester in my case, every 3 months in some cases, and sometimes we don't achieve them, and this is a fact. This is life goes on, and we feel frustrated. But from now on, I hope you look at these goals and objectives that you will try to set for yourself and for your business, but also look at your feelings when you don't move on, or when you can't move on, or look at really try to describe how it feels. In the dynamics from Theory U, they actually ask us to stand up and really meditate and try to like imagine, how does this feeling look like? And most of the times it feels like it's a monster, or it's someone trying to like disencourage you. Sometimes it's a person, sometimes it's an object. I don't know. Just try to do this exercise sometimes when you feel stuck, and you will see that you will have clarity after you understand how does your stuck look like. And okay, so now you understand a little bit about your stuck. And I would like to, first of all, start with the nature cycles, because one of the things that we as entrepreneurs in this interconnected system, with a lot of information coming to us, with a lot of opportunities, with a lot of commitments that we ended up setting for ourselves, we forget about the nature cycles, right? We forget that every being in this holistic system that we live needs a time for expansion and retreat. So bodies need rest. There is a meme on the internet of a holistic professional saying that, you know, chanting that, because it's true. We and all the nature beings, sometimes we have in the morning a moment of expansion, and then we go through the day with a maximum, and then by the end of the day it's time to retreat. It's time to go to our minimum. It's time to evaluate what we did. This is an exercise, it's an everyday exercise that shows us that we are cyclical beings, and setting goals and objectives invite us in a holistic way, invite us to understand that and internalize that, I would say. And I would like just to show you a little bit of what we at Auspicious Woman, we would like to also look at when we are setting goals and objectives, especially through the month. We look at the moon cycles, right? And women normally are more connected to it, and you can read a little bit more about it. But we look at this structure of the moon, these structures of the moon cycles, and we try to connect to them and our goals and objectives according to each moon cycle. This is something that sometimes I do. I'm not going to say I do this every month. But again, when I look at my stuck, because now I remember every time I get stuck, I look like, okay, I need to look at something that will take me out of this stuck and look at things in a new perspective. And here I'm giving you the moon rhythm. So you have the crescent moon, when the moon invites us to act and grow. So it's a very active moment. And then we have the full moon, which the moon invites us to nurture, celebrate, share, give thanks. We have the waning moon, where the moon invites us to detach, clean, organize, and rest. And then we have the new moon, which is a moment to plan, observe, collect, and delve into everything that you are planning for yourself. So here is another way of looking at your stuck. You understand your stuck, and finding ways that you can connect to yourself and to the nature in a way that you can achieve your goals. So for the ones who don't believe in that, because I understand some people just think, oh no, I prefer the methodological cycles, the scientific proven methods. So we also have those. And now I'm going to share a little bit of what I use on a monthly basis. There are many methodological cycles that you can search online. Here I'm going to bring 2 of them that will be useful when you can start practicing today or through this week or until the end of this month, and then you can start January in a fresh with fresh new goals and objectives. So first, what do we need to understand this methodological cycles that I'm going to show you? You need to understand that to be productive, to understand the productivity, you need to understand the tools and their different purposes. So I'm going to show you one tool that I use today. Actually, two tools. One of them is a platform called Notion, and I'm going to share with you a template that you can start practicing with using this platform. But you can also use your calendar, your Google Calendar, your email, for example. Your email is a great tool for organizing everything you need using this methodological cycle. Another thing that is very important when you're setting goals and objectives is that you always need to collect information, specifically when you are trying to be more organized. So you have to collect. Remember when I said that we are cyclical beings and we wake up in the morning full of ideas, objectives, and goals. And then by the end of the day, sometimes this is natural. We can't achieve half of them. But then when you understand that you always have to collect, you have to collect information of how your stuff to look like in that day. And you have to collect information of who, for example, took some of your time and you didn't want to. You know, sometimes things happen and we just leave and don't really pay attention in what's happening in our lives. And another thing that's really important for productivity is to learn how to say no. I must say that I only 2 years ago learned how to say no. And when you are an entrepreneur, this is my experience with the people that I work with. Usually people are always trying to sell you things, you know, cooperate on other things, you know, like offering things, putting things on your table. And you are so excited to that new experience and you start saying yes, 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 yes. But in reality, you are most of the time probably getting out of your goals and objectives. But because you are in this new world, you always want to say yes. And, you know, so you have to have a very clear picture in your mind of your intention, your goals and objectives, and you have to learn to say no and prioritize what's the most important for you according to your goals and objectives. And also, last but not least, I would say, time is life, right? And we, on our days, on our year, we don't realize that this is the most valuable resource we have in other people's life. Time life, you know, and when we understand that and we start learning how to say no, we start being more intentional to everything we do in our entrepreneurial journey. So time is life, and you have to learn how to value yours and others people's time. And now let's go a little bit to the practical cycles. Okay, so I have, before I start showing a little bit deeper into these topics, I want first to help you to differentiate what are tasks and commitments. Have you ever thought about this? Like, have you ever thought about, okay, I'm gonna organize my day according to these tasks and these commitments? Have you ever thought about categorizing your day like that? Or do you know what is the difference between tasks and commitments? And this is connected to the last thing the two last things we talked about: learn to say no and time is life. This is very important because when you learn how to differentiate both, you will be more assertive in saying no, yes or no. Does anyone wants to share anything about tasks and commitments? Does anyone know how to explain them?
I'll take a stab at it here. Since starting out with this business, it took me 18 years to learn to say no in the military. My God, if you, I'm not kidding. I was in Iraq looking after the head of NATO there, and his 2IC came up to me and asked me to do something. I was like, I can't do that, sir. This is a colonel. His jaw just dropped open. Because you say no, there's consequences. It's not like, I get it. We're asking a lot. It's pretty serious to say no, and there's repercussions. So that's just ingrained in you to say no. So when I transitioned to this business, I got approached by quite a few people that were looking to make connections, and I was, like you're saying, excited to do it. So I was saying, like, maybe, okay, then realized that, oh my God, I'm taking on way too much here. And it was eating away at my primary goals. I came up with a business plan through a program that Renfrew County offers, and nowhere in my business plan was half these things I was being approached for, and it was distracting me from my task. And my goals are really broken down into weekly, monthly, yearly goals. I plan to do this within this week. I plan to be here within this month, and I plan to hit these markers by this year, and the things and how I'm going to achieve those goals. Because it's great to have a general overview, like, I want to make this much money, or I want this many clients. How am I going to get there? Hopes and dreams aren't going to do it. So that's how I deal with my task. And as for commitments, I'm still trying to massage that one out. Well, thanks for letting me share.
Great! Wow, I'm excited. I would like to learn from from a military perspective how it is to organize your life goals and objectives. That must be very interesting. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so first of all, first exercise. What do you do during your day? Probably you have tasks and commitments, but these two things are different. Tasks are daily or weekly tasks that it's only up to you. For example, I need to feed myself. I need to cook something. And this should be in your daily calendar as well, because feeding yourself, taking care of yourself takes time. You deserve time as well. You deserve time to yourself. So through your day, what are your tasks? So I think the first exercise of this workshop is look at your daily routine, your weekly routine, your monthly routine, and start writing, what kind of tasks do I have? This is the basic part of this workshop, okay? So for example, I have to go to the supermarket 2 times a week. This is a task I have. I have to cook a meal 2 times a day. This is a task I have. I have to go to the yoga studio 3 times a week. I do this weekly. I go to the gym 2 times a week. Okay. And also really put yourself here in the center of this exercise. So put tasks that, again, make you be a healthier person, make you be someone that prioritizes you, your goals and objectives, make you stronger. Because if you are not healthy, if you are not feeling good, you cannot be an entrepreneur. How can you sell things to other people? How can you serve other people? Because being an entrepreneur is being someone that helps the community, right? It's someone that's hiring people. It's someone that's helping the economy grow. You have to be healthy. So first of all, put your tasks and really prioritize you, okay? Okay, so now we go into the commitments. Commitments is everything that you need other people to be involved for it to happen, okay? So for example, meetings that you have, projects that you need to develop, and then you usually work with other people. Usually the commitments are, for an entrepreneur, in my case, are basically my classes, because I teach online every Thursday. And then I have weekly meetings with different teams in the organizations I'm part of. And I also have networking events. I also have offline meetings. For example, today I have a commitment with another person in the afternoon. So really look at your weekly routine. Let's just start like that and divide. What are my tasks? Put yourself first. What are my commitments with other people and commitments that involve other people? Okay. After that exercise, you will have a great surprise about your goals and objectives already. Because when you put down your tasks and commitments and you look at your goals and objectives, the first realization is going to be, oh my God, I'm probably doing a lot of things wrong here. I'm not having tasks committed to my goals and objectives. I'm not having commitments that are connected to my goals and objectives. And then that's when we bring to you the SMART goals. Probably all of you know about it already. And also have in mind that I'm bringing things here that you probably understand and know, but I think it's more connecting all these dots, right? Usually we do SMART goals, but we don't think about the intention, and we don't think about how our stuff look like on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. We don't take notes on everything that are happening in our days. We just do the SMART goals, but we don't think about the holistic approach that we have to have in our lives. From my perspective, this is what I believe. And this is when all these methodologies that researchers bring, professors from famous universities brings, this is when these things become more powerful, because SMART goals are actually a great tool, in my opinion, because they help you to build something that's specific, that's measurable, that's attainable, that's relevant, and that's time-based. Again, this workshop invites you to really take some time to describe, as much as you can, everything that you're trying to achieve. Because when you describe something with a lot of details, you will have more freedom to learn how to achieve according to those details. Okay, so let's see 2 examples of SMART goals. Okay, and I believe that when you create SMART goals in the right way, you can maximize your results, and you can be connected to these other layers in this organizational that these organizational cycles invite you to look at. So the first example here is, okay, I started the entrepreneurial journey. I need to earn 5,000 per month because that was my salary before. That's what, that's what I could do every month. And I'm gonna prepare to sell these. Everyone's gonna love, and yeah, it's gonna be smooth. It's gonna be great, and I'm gonna do it. And then you realize that a lot of people invited to networking events, a lot of people invited you to collaborate on things, a lot of people invited you to, or asked for help for other things. And you are a nice person, you cannot say no. and the year the year end is here, and you realize, oh my God, I couldn't earn 5,000 per month until the end of this year. And then you learn from the organizational cycles that you should have a more holistic approach, and you decided to look on a different perspective, look at from a different perspective, actually. So you decide that in order to earn 5,000 per month, and things are not going to fall from the sky, first of all, you need positive feedback on your product. You need that people love what you're doing. You need that people think that it's cool what you're doing. And most of all, that you are making a positive impact on people's life, right? So you decide that you're going to rephrase that earn 5,000 per month, and you say, well, I think the attainable thing that I could do on my SMART goal is I can launch a new product until this month, and I will have a great positive feedback, and that will lead me to more sales. That will create a better environment for me to see the monetary results of my product. So I want to hear you. What do you think? How are you connected to SMART goals? Have you ever thought about them from this perspective? Yeah, let's just share a little bit with each other here.
SMART goals are nothing new to me. I've been teaching them for many years. So it's actually quite funny because in January last year, I did got my whiteboard out and did my whole SMART goals for the entire year. And I had a big plan, and then I received some grant funding and had to completely scrap it and reevaluate and figure out where I was going from there. So, I mean, they're good, but I think they also need to remain flexible and moldable, because I mean, I did a complete pivot instead of following through with my SMART goals for the year. So I do understand you're earning the $5,000 per month. That's a little bit pie in the sky, and to break down that goal into smaller chunks so that it's more achievable and more realistic, I think that's a good plan and a good idea. Does that help?
I like that, Cindy. So something a little different. We personally, I try and do it in 12 weeks, like do your entire year in 12 weeks. There's a whole book out about that concept, because I do think a year is such a long time. And so being able to do it in a smaller time frame works. And like even at Mashup Lab, we run 8-week sprints is kind of our cycle, right, throughout the year. So yeah, annual planning, to your point, Cindy, it's big pie in the sky, and to get it tangible, I think we have to work in smaller time frames. And I like what you did here, Tawana, because I do think a lot of people for SMART goals go to this monetary figure and leave it at that. It's like, well, it's measurable because there's a number, right? And there's a time frame. But your approach of launching a product with feedback, I really like that, and I think it's something that we can use. So thank you.
Yeah, and it's also related to thank you for the insights. I think it's related to the intention that I invited you to think about, right? Because usually when we think about goals and objectives, we think about numbers, we think about something big, we think about, we want to reach the sky, we want to be in Mars, we want to be Jeff Bezos, we want to be Elon Musk, you know what I mean? But then we forgot about, like, okay, we are part of like something local, we are part of a street, we are part of a community, and then we realize, okay, I think we need I think I need to go, you know, with more intentional, more conscious, I would say. And that's when Theory U, I think we should do another workshop about Theory U in the beginning of 2023, because the methodology invites us to lead in a conscious way, and I feel like setting goals and objectives is lead our future in a conscious way, you know, not in a way that the market wants us to be, or not in a way that someone, oh, because I saw something, oh, because I received an email and I think I should. No, it's about what kind of positive impact I can create, right? And this will lead to monetary results. There is no other way around, from my perspective. Anyone else wants to share something?
I would just agree, I guess, with kind of with Darren, because where Darren and I do work for a mashup team. Yeah, Darren, it's interesting as we get ready to go into our strategy sessions, sort of thinking of things this way. It's something we're very conscious of, sort of already in the back of our mind, but there are times we get excited and we tend to focus on like that bigger goal, not about, you know, the other stuff that comes along with it. So yeah, so the timing is interesting. I really love it.
Yeah, one thing I just want to comment on, you guys are right. Money is a metric of measurement, partially for success, but it shouldn't be the primary one. For example, with what I'm doing, I am trying to grow recognition for the work, establish a brand, but at the same time, I want to do it by connecting with people, growing a community. And I imagine for the folks with Mashup Lab, one of your metrics is growing commitment on your website. That would also be a sign of, oh, we're doing right things. This is how many people we've managed to attract this. We're building this community and more people are talking, more networks going on. And yeah, I like that. It can't just be money. It's nice, but shouldn't just be the only one. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, we need the money. Yeah, thank you. We need the money. That's like inevitable, right? We need to eat. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to go to the yoga studio. We need to go to the gym or whatever you want to do. We need money for that. But I really love the intentional part and the conscious part of the goals and objectives, and it really changed my perspective in life, to think that way. And again, another method that I want to present is the 5W2H. Remember when I said that we really, okay, we can set SMART goals. A lot of people are already very familiar with SMART goals. And when we think about our weekly calendar, I use a lot Google Calendar. I use my calendar and I put everything that I'm gonna do during my week there, according to my goals and objectives. And this method, 5W2H, it's basically a very easy way to just see if your goal an objective is actually attainable, is actually achievable, and you know, it brings you in 5 minutes an understanding of, okay, this is doable, you know, this is connected to what I intend to do consciously, you know. So when you think about the 5W, you think about what will be done, when will it be done, where will it be done, why will it be done, who will participate. You can use your notebook to do that. You can use your you know, you can write down, you can use notes on your computer, and you can just, you know, think about what is it actually attainable, what I'm thinking for 2023. And the second part, to age, and how will it be done? How much will it cost to do? And I like this method because it also helps us to really focus, to give us a big picture on the goal and objective that we have. And really, when someone starts offering you something, you will look at these, you will break down your goal and objective into this little plan. And when people start offering you a thing, you will just look at this little plan that you created, and you will just, you know, straight say no. And yeah, it's not in my plan, I'm sorry, but I have someone that I can recommend to do this much better than I could do right now. My priority is this and that. And you start noticing that people will value more when you do that, you know, when you work more conscious and work really closely to your goals and objectives. You look smarter than someone that's always saying yes, yes, yes. Any questions about this method? Okay, so these basically are the are the things that I organized for you today. These are the pillars of our organizational cycles. First part is analysis and collection. So really today, or by the end of this week, I like doing it during the weekend. The weekends are moments, are days that I really like to connect to myself and really do an analysis of how was my best days, you know, and then put down, think about my tasks and commitments of the week. What did go wrong? Why did it go wrong? You know, just do this analysis and collection. Some people like to do it daily. Some people are very structured and think about their day. Oh, why I couldn't achieve this goal and objective today? Maybe because of this, because of that. Some people do it daily. I like to do an analysis and collection weekly. Then when you understand that you have to analyze your routine in tasks and commitments, you can start then shaping a little bit more your goals and objectives, and you can use SMART goals. You can use any other methodologies that you like, that you feel connected to. And then the way that you can structure through the weeks or through the month or semester is through the 5W to age. So understand the what's and how's of this project that you have. And then within this structure that you created, like these steps, the 5W to age, you can distribute those into your calendar, just like I do. So, okay, this week, my goal and objective is this part of the 5W to age, and it's connected to this main goal and this SMART goal and objective. And then again, prioritize, learn to say no, look at your plans, and really try to do things that are connected to your actual plan. And mindfulness, again, is be present and try to connect with yourself and do things with attention and intention, right? Be really focused in what is happening around you, because again, we are in the information area. There are emails popping up on our inbox, and sometimes we didn't ask for them. When we scroll on social media, the algorithm is sending us stuff. Even your watch, my smartwatch here, is sending me notifications that I sometimes I even forget about. So yeah, this is the information area, and this information area 4.0 system require us to be more attached to who we really are and who we really want to be. So a final message is there are 2 reasons why people don't achieve their goals and objectives. One is they didn't make a good plan of action, or 2, they don't execute their plan of their action plan. Any thoughts about that? And then we can discuss a little bit, and then I can show you the template that I organized for you on Notion platform.
I'm excited to see what you have in Notion, so.
Yeah, sorry, I got nothing to add. I'm also looking forward to this Notion thing. I've never heard of it before today.
Great. Okay, so Notion is basically a platform that you can create anything you want. You can manage your projects and share with your team. You can also put calendars, photos. It's basically a all-in-one platform for project management, time management. Some people, you can even like search online. There are templates for everything. There are templates for goals and objectives, like this one that I'm sharing. This one was made by my team, and we use it personally as well. We also have templates, for example, for social media management. We have templates for mentorings and workshops, things like that. So it's all in one, and you can share with other people. And it's very easy. You can just download the app for your computer, or you can use, I don't have the app on my computer, actually. I just use on the internet navigator, and you just need an email and you can connect to it. So basically this template here, you will have the PDF material of this workshop, and you can also see a simple and sensible way to practice and take action towards everything shared during the workshop. Here you will also have a feedback form that I invite you to help me with, sharing your thoughts about what you just learned. I have here also a playlist for you if you want to connect with female energies while you're doing this exercise. So here you can access the material. I already uploaded it for you. So here you can access the material. Then I have here the first little exercise for you. Remember about the intention. So, and you can also, once you duplicate these, because when you download this template, you will have here on the top right part of your page, you will have an option here to duplicate this, and you just have to click duplicate, and it will appear on your account. And then you can also like just do whatever you want. I don't like this little logo, you know, just change the photos if you want. This is just a template, but you can also change. So the first exercise is think about your future self, okay? So you can describe this future self. So my future self is a healthy, mindful person that is, you know, just fly around, travel around, listen to your favorite music, and think about your future self. Maybe you can put a photo here of this future self or someone that inspire you in being this future self, because visualization is very important as well for these exercises. And then you can also think about what are you letting go of. So what are the things that you just don't think are useful, and lessons that you learned in 2022 that you think, I don't want to do this anymore. In my case, it's always like, I just want to value myself more. I just want to, I want people to like see my full potential. I don't want people to underestimate me. So probably something related to that. And what I am perpetuating, what I want to grow in me, and I know it's there, and I know it's calling me. It's like this future self is calling me, and I feel like this is what I need to perpetuate. So you can put here, you can also add more, okay? This is a very intuitive platform. You will learn that like, it's very easy to just like, you click on little plus here and you can put more. And then now think about the SMART long-term goals, okay? And then you can just add it here, put your SMART long-term goals. You can put more if you want. You can, just edit as you want. Mine is full because I have 10 templates, guys. So it's like I need to delete a few templates. Okay, so weekly planner, and then here you will think about your weekly goals. So remember the 5W2H that I showed you. You will break down what you need to achieve weekly, and then you can put here every week what you want to achieve, and you put 1, 2, 3. You can put just 1, it depends. If you are connected to the moon, you can also look at the moon phase, and then you can insert the moon phase and think about, okay, this week we have a full moon. It's time for this, and that. And you can check on the presentation as well. And then here you have the activities, the week activities. You can, again, using the 5W2H, you can always look back on them and see, okay, this week I needed to do something related to that. I need to, and then you break down through the days. You can put also urgent tasks that perhaps you realize that, oh, I couldn't finish this week. So you can just drag these tasks here, important links that perhaps you found during the week that can be useful for you. And here also a calendar for the ones that like to see, a calendar view. You can add an item here as well. And, it's just a very intuitive way of organizing yourself and organizing and having a big picture of your goals and objectives. And you can, again, just change the photos and put something that's more connected to you. This is, what I use. Anyway, going back to the presentation, sorry. This is the feedback. Yeah, I think now we can just, if we have some time, just discuss a little bit.
So I'm going to leave you on the meeting, and I'll get the recording because I have to jump to another meeting. But this will, when you end the meeting, it'll give me the recording.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
And if you want to send out that link, I'll do it on the event in the community.
Sure.
For this
Sure.
for the feedback, because I know Juanita had to leave too. So
Yeah. But anyway, all these materials will be sent to you through the community. You will see the steps into to also do the evaluation form. Yeah, and so now I think we can just take 5 minutes and discuss. If you have any questions, if you have any ideas, this is the time.
Thanks. I'm gonna take off. Cindy and Tanner, I'll leave you in Tawana's capable hands. See ya.
All right, thanks for setting this up.
Awesome. Team meeting. I wanted to link to that book. There it is.
So do you guys have any questions, any comments, anything that you would like to share?
Yeah, sorry about the lack of video. You asked earlier about the way the military organizes it, and I think the biggest thing that it's missing is the human component. It's very task and goals orientated. There are some things where you do put in downtime for people, but you don't go into specifics with that. But in order to achieve your goals, it's very much broken down. So to hear you discuss things, and I want to look into this moon phase stuff. I've never heard about it before, and I'm not against it. Just trying to wrap my head around it. So I'm gonna be reading all the books that you recommended. If there's anything else you'd recommend, I'd love to hear it too. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, like I worked in the international consultancy in China, technology, actually focused in technology, and like this international business, finances. It was really a little bit like the military. It was like we are in a certain way, we have to follow this way, we have to be this way. And I realized that the other part of my life was missing, a part that's more connected to the nature, and Canada helped me a lot with that. This all started with Canada. This workshop was created here with the help of the people that work with me in Brazil, holistic professionals, because we thought like, okay, we do believe in research, scientific research oriented methodologies. We think they are important, but there are other things that are important as well, and we need to look at those things, and we need to be more creative on our daily basis. And by creative, I don't mean art oriented create. We can be creative, with the way we write. We can be creative in the way that we express ourselves, in the way that we present ourselves, not necessarily a product that we sell to someone. So I understand the feeling that you had in the military, because that's how I felt when I arrived in Canada, and I really wanted to connect more with nature and with the moon, with things that no one talks about, but can help us together with these scientific based methodologies that we also like. I want to look at things in a different way. I want to look at things from other perspectives as well. Why not? Life is YOLO, we only live once. Why not look at life in different ways, creative ways, right?
Well, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. I don't have any real other questions for you. It's just taking it all in. I'll check the websites and the books. Cindy, I wanted to ask if you have a website or social media for your art and the arts and crafts stuff. Taking notes.
I can throw my website in the chat for you. I wanted to ask, is this your business that you went through the Mashup Lab with? Like, how are you coming to be with the Mashup Lab? Do you understand what I'm asking you?
Okay, yeah, I didn't really talk too much about it because I feel like I talk too much and I can lose, but I should have explained a little bit more in the beginning.
I'd like to know.
Anyway, Auspicious Woman was after I resigned from my previous job, the international consultancy. I couldn't return to China, so I decided, okay, I don't want to go back anytime. I will start my immigration process in Canada. And in China, I previously worked with community building. I founded a community in China called SheUp. And we worked basically with women entrepreneurs in China. And I wanted to bring something like that, but different in my own way. And so I decided, okay, I will do everything online. I want to have the freedom to work from wherever I can be, you know, and I decided to create this virtual hub that now the main products are courses, mentoring sessions and workshops. But in the future, when we have the technology, we aim to really create a very immersive, holistic, conscious technology. This is our goal, I would say, to be more you know, in a very immersive sense. So probably something related to the metaverse, something like that, some more game oriented. But this is 10 years probably, I don't know. Now we are basically developing what can we bring to the table, to the people that participate, to the partners. And this is one of the workshops we have for businesses, for leaders. This workshop is longer, actually. This workshop is 2 hours plus because it has a lot of practice, but today we couldn't go really deep in the authors, in the people who created these methodologies even, and other methodologies that I had. And so Mashup Lab, how did I connect to Mashup Lab? So I started this idea of creating a virtual hub with other friends in Brazil. And then I just received an invitation through LinkedIn to connect and do this business immersion to test my business idea, which is the cohort. I don't know if any of, oh, you participated, right, Cindy? You just finished it.
Yes,
and then I said, yeah, exactly. And then I was already working on this project with a few friends, and we said, okay, let's just try connecting more with the Canadian market. Let's try to see what they think about these courses. Because in Brazil, we have a course in one technology university. You know what I mean? I already know it's my area.
Yeah.
But here I'm only in the beginning. So I thought that starting with the cohort would be the best way so I could get feedback. And so I just, I finished the cohort, the business immersion, and then I just participate in the community, in the activities, and I try to contribute as well. So that's why I'm here, because I feel like community is about also putting something on the table. So what can you bring, right? What can you, and then we help each other, and then we evolve from there, ecosystem centric, like I said in the beginning. And yeah, so my idea here was basically present one of the solutions we have for entrepreneurs, which is, you know, consciously expanding through this digitally transformed system that we live in. And that goes into, and that goes into setting goals and objectives in a conscious way.
Yeah. I loved the organizing around the moon cycles. I thought that was really interesting. And I would almost suggest doing something, maybe this might be just for your Canadians or your North American customer or consumer, but organizing by seasons as well. I had an extremely busy spring and summer. I couldn't wait for winter this year. I needed to rest and relax and recuperate and reflect. And so I don't know, that might be something for you to look at, just doing.
Oh
Yeah, it's all cyclical.
yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
again, yeah, and like I said, this is only a little a little bit. Like the moon cycle part can be only one workshop. The workshop could be only moon cycle for a week,
Right.
each day.
Mhm.
And then, like you're saying, the seasons, there are so many things that we could explore, and it's very creative oriented as well. If you want, we can do it together. I don't know. Yeah, there are many possibilities. And yeah, this is only a little bit of what I want to bring.
Awesome. Sounds good.
But thank you very much. Do you guys have any other comments? Otherwise, we could just finish here.
No, this was great. Thank you very much. Cindy, this time of year, 2 months for Christmas is my busy time.
Yeah, it's crazy
Wow.
right now.
A lot of orders. So anyway, thank you
Yeah.
very much. Appreciated the presentation and all the advice and
Yes.
a different path forward that I didn't consider before. And Cindy, I'll be checking out that website.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks.
All
It's
right.
great to
Take care,
meet you.
guys. Yeah, you too.
Great meeting you. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.